Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Goodman from Goodman Games, and I am joined today by Chris Lindsay of Goodman Games. Chris, welcome to Goodman Games. You've been here a couple weeks now. Tell us a little bit about your journey at Wizards of the Coast and what led you here to Goodman Games.
I am excited to be here, actually. Thank you, Joe. And as Joe mentioned, I spent quite a long time at Wizards of the Coast. I was there for 20 years, almost exactly, and maybe a little bit longer. Um, and there, I was responsible as a product manager for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. In addition to that, of course, I kicked off the Dungeon Masters Guild as its business architect, and I was responsible for many years in the operations of the D&D Adventurers League. Um, Now I am on a new adventure here with Goodman Games, and we have some exciting things in store. We've been hard at work ever since I started. It was literally parachute in and hit the ground running. So.
And Chris is going to be heading up the 5e development for Goodman Games. He has already brought in a ton of awesome ideas and is also carrying, as he mentioned, carrying a couple things across the finish line. So
Yeah.
today, there's so much we could talk about. He has some awesome ideas. He's already kicked off some new projects that we'll announce in the coming weeks and months. But in his role as our 5e leader, we're going to start by having him tell you about Old School Adventures number one. So Chris, tell us about this awesome adventure with an old school feel that it's coming to crowdfunding in January.
Absolutely. Old School Adventures 1 is going to kick off a line of products, it being the first. Inside this particular product, there are a series of dungeons. So I will set the stage for you and let you know that in the past, there was a cataclysmic rain of this great meteor hit the world, and it left behind this mysterious substance called star ore, which has strange irradiating properties. In the process, it kicked a dragon, a good dragon, into the Shadow Realm, and just in recent history, that dragon has returned, of course, corrupted by the Shadow Realm, and is now a Shadow Dragon. Um, and its presence, plus, of course, the corrupting presence of the Star Ore, has led to many of the um, humanoid tribes in the areas becoming far more aggressive and hostile than they were in the past. So we're going to see some definite dungeons with, kobolds who've been changed and goblins who have been changed and have been affected by this strange magical radiation in the world, and a great many other things to uh, challenge your characters and really, for survivors anyways, set them on a course towards heroism, and put them eventually in front of a dragon.
That's awesome. I love it when an adventure sort of challenges player expectations. Like players often come in saying, "Oh, a kobold, a goblin. I know those stats. I know how to fight that." And you've tweaked things a little bit. So I think players who come in a little bit overconfident may discover this is not exactly not exactly the stat block they thought they would face.
Oh yeah, no, no, hold on to your butts. You come into this, and what was once before familiar will become strange again. So,
It's
uh,
fantasy. That's awesome. It's fantastic. Like, yeah,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And these creatures will prove themselves to be considerably more dangerous than they were in by previous experience.
okay. And but this is a low level adventure, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Hardcover
Oh yeah.
format, about 160-ish pages. So
Mhm. Give or
start your
take.
campaign with a low level, and then like you said, you wind up facing a dragon, and that kicks off what we expect to cover in volume two.
Oh yes, and from there it's only going to get more exciting. But for right now, we have this immediate threat to deal with as the adventurers journey up into the foothills and the mountains of the area in order to face this threat, and it comes at them from various sites of ruins that happen to exist in the area.
Okay. And so this is 5e only, kicks off the old school adventures line. The actual adventure title, I know we were going back, we've been brainstorming 100 ideas. I think the one we landed on,
Oh yeah,
Ruins of the Twilight Marches, is in,
yes.
I'm putting that in quotes just in case we change our minds by the time we get to
Yeah.
January. But
Ruins of the Twilight Marches, which is I think probably one of my favorite ideas. It wasn't even mine, which is awesome. I love it when ideas aren't mine because that means I didn't have to burn a brain cell to make it. Um, but no, it's fantastic. It's gonna be great.
awesome. And so this adventure, it's interesting when you talk about old school because I think Goodman Games has a reputation for old school RPGs, and there was a time in the past where that meant frankly aping TSR. And I think we are going to use some vintage cover treatment, but spoiler alert, we're actually looking at other cover options too. So we're going to offer crowdfunding backers
Mhm.
probably at least two, maybe more than two choices on cover because I think there's different definitions of old school now and what it means to different generations. But old school, I think of it now as less of a demographic. It doesn't mean you're playing in 1982. It's more of an aesthetic, like a set of choices.
Right, right.
Yeah, one of them is
Exactly. This brings with it a level of um, a lethality and a different kind of approach to adventuring. Um, uh, there will still be opportunities to engage socially and tons of exploration, which was definitely a part of the old school aesthetic. Um, but as you are working your way through the adventure, there would definitely be opportunities for you to reassess how your characters are doing and make choices that may or may not lead to
death.
strategic retreats on your part or death. Yes. So it's not like, you're going to go in and you should expect to be able to successfully navigate this story with one character um, because foolish choices will lead to character creation yet again.
And I love that. I mean, the risk of character death is real. That's part of, I think, the old school aesthetic. It's not just about humanoids in caves, which is what this has. And I think certain players will immediately feel a sense of familiarity with that. But it's also humanoids
Sure,
in caves, and there's real risk there. And like you said, you got to be smart as a player character, or there's consequences. Um,
absolutely, absolutely
yeah,
dire consequences.
yeah.
Yes.
And then from an aesthetic point of view, we'll show backers more and more as we get closer to the campaign, but we'll have what now I think has become a trademark Goodman Games look of this sort of old school black and white art, hand rendered for the most part, with cross hatching and stippling and styles of non halftone illustration. We try to give the dungeon master latitude to some degree for rulings, not rules. Like there's other aspects that are baked into this that will make it feel very much just like the title, Old School Adventures, uh,
Yep.
and a lot of fun for players.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. And then, but still, old school adventures for the new school audience.
Yeah, exactly. And now, Chris, you don't have to spill the beans. I understand you're also working on another really cool project that we'll be announcing in a couple weeks.
Oh, yes. I'm incredibly excited to announce that project. I almost want to say something now, but I'm going to hold on
Stop.
to it the moment as we're going to and talk about it. It's something that I feel like has been missing from D&D for a long time, if not forever. And so we are working feverishly on putting this together for you all, and I can't wait to talk about it more.
And this is coming from a guy who have launched 5e and has been playing D&D since forever.
Uh,
And you're
since
filling
1981. It's
a
gonna be
great niche that needs to be filled using a deep knowledge of 5e rules, which I can't wait to see. So,
Oh yes. Oh
um,
yes, yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So everybody watch this channel, subscribe, and like the video if you haven't already, and we'll be back with Chris in a couple weeks for him to tell us more about some of the really cool stuff he's been working on. And in the meantime, in the comments below, you'll see the URL for the teaser page for Old School Adventures #1. Make sure to follow the project. It'll crowdfund in January, and we're going to have all sorts of cool stuff for people back early. So thanks, Chris. Really glad to have you here at Goodman Games with all your all your everything, deep knowledge, deep experience, great imagination,
I can't
amazing
wait. This is gonna
theatrical
be
flair.
exciting. We
Yeah,
have we have so many things that we want to do. It's just a matter of prioritizing and getting them and getting into them, right? So more to come.
awesome. All right. Talk to you later, everybody.